You are not the body. You're not even the mind. You are consciousness. Every person has layers of beings made of multiple bodies, each vibrating at a different level of consciousness. In this video, we'll be exploring different layers of being through many different but connected frameworks such as the 4 bodies of consciousness, brainwaves, the 5 koshas from yoga, and more. What we'll be deep diving into in this video is an understanding of layers of perception in which one can see themselves, as each of these bodies or layers are a combination of who you are at different levels of vibrations, and each have a unique role. As you experience these different layers, you can see which level of healing one is currently dealing with, depending on which dimension of awareness you are at. It is important to note that healing is not linear, and you will constantly be shifting between these layers. But these frameworks will help guide you in the healing process. The 4 bodies of consciousness is a modern approach at explaining this system. In this framework, we split up the body into 4 layers of understanding: the gross, the subtle, the causal, and the great causal. The gross body is the first body or first level of perception. This is the physical body or the densest body that consciousness has. This is the awareness of having the physical body and being upon a physical world, and using your 5 senses as a portal or link of interaction and awareness. This layer or body is the only layer that experiences physical death, as this body is essentially more of a vessel or vehicle, as the self does this to inhabit the manifested universe. As this body holds the instincts and animal nature and can only experience the manifested world and nothing more, only able to perceive through the lens of duality, such as pain or pleasure, hot or cold, good or evil. This is where most people are operating at, and when someone is operating under this concept that the gross body is I, they believe that the desires of the body is theirs, which is leading to suffering. This is due to the illusion in which they think those desires and cravings are theirs, but it is just that the body only operates on biases and preferences. This is why it's the lowest level of self-perception and the first level of the body of consciousness, in which the large majority are born into. The second body is the subtle body. This body can be understood as the energetic and mind body, as this body is where the imagination and the mind operate at, and furthermore, the energy of the body, such as the chakras, nadis, auras, chi, and astral bodies. As this layer of the body extends to what we know as the toroidal field of the body and goes deeper into the subtle energies such as chakras or dantians. All the actions of the gross body are performed due to the subtle body and the energy that animates it. The subtle body is generalized to understand that it is where the emotions, memory, the mind, personal desire, and the incarnation of karma is stored. This body is only experiencing the mind's projected world, such as concepts, labels, and biases, and can be referred to the idea of the dream world. And once someone identifies with this being themselves, it's due to an understanding that they are a soul on an evolutionary journey. Normally, someone will start to be involved in the spiritual journey as they have this understanding, and start spiritual practices such as meditations, since they have an understanding that they are energetic beings here to evolve by expanding their energy level. And operating at this body, one still operates under the perception of duality. The third body of consciousness is called the causal body. This body is also referred to as the bliss body, as this body is the edge of duality and non-duality. This body operates as nothing is known except for the bliss and/or emptiness. This body can be experienced in deep, dreamless sleep, the first few seconds of waking up, and the space between thoughts. As the experience of this body is infinite feeling of inner space, bliss, and emptiness of mind. It's called the causal body for its role as the filter in which karma is stored and delivered, as it holds memories of the countless lifetimes of the soul, where it is stored in the deep, infinite void of the causal body, with that knowledge to be used in the next incarnation. The causal body is also named this with its connection to the causal chakra and the bindu, as these chakras on the subtle body level is the portal in which one realizes this body, with the similarity of seeing that this is the gateway from duality to non-duality. This body can be understood as the knowing of not knowing mind, a Zen state in which one sees objects, but knows that you cannot understand it conceptually, with everything ultimately being a mystery. This body can also be understood as the experiencing the unmanifested world. Life appears to be a dream in which you are only watching, as this can be understood as the observer effect, as there is no lack, as everything is appearing from the void and back to it. As you are watching the wave collapse into the particle, the present moment is fully felt, and that it is all that can be experienced, as it's infinitely vast. In this awareness, the ego is quiet, the mind is transparent, and intuition is active. You are the silent witness. This body of awareness is where all the psychic abilities are operating from, such as channeling. And like the bodies before, this body is the guide in which the others act upon. To be in this body is to be fully present, forgetting everything in the awakened state. The fourth and final body of consciousness is called the Great Causal Body. This body is the awareness in which one knows themselves as pure infinite consciousness. This can be referred as the transcendent or lucid state. This is the body in which one experiences samadhi, the pure absorption of infinity that lies beyond the bliss of the causal. As in the gross body, we think the physical is real. In the subtle body, we take the imagination to be real. In the causal body, we take the void to be real. But in the fourth body, you are beyond those, as they are just the story being told, as all layers are seen as transient. You are a complete oneness with everything, as one is just pure consciousness. As the one who witnesses and is unaffected by all three of these states is forever awakened. As the truly awakened one knows he is this, pure consciousness, as everything is one. This framework is to understand how we are perceiving reality and where one needs to heal, and how someone sees reality, as you can only know what reality is based off of how well you know yourself. Now we'll look at other frameworks that are deeply intertwined with the four bodies of consciousness. Firstly, we'll look at the Five Koshas, which is from the yoga tradition. This framework is very similar to the four bodies of consciousness, as this was the groundworks in which the four bodies of consciousness stems from and is simplified. As the Five Koshas framework is based from the concept in which human beings is understood of having five bodies or sheaths, with the five bodies being the physical body, energy body, mental and emotional body, wisdom body, bliss body, and with another distinction in which is beyond these bodies, called the true self, the Atman. We can see that there is a lot of similarities between these systems and the four bodies of consciousness, as I will quickly go over each body and explain its association with the former framework. The first kosha is called the physical body. It can be thought of as a synonym for the gross body, as it also deals with a three-dimensional reality, the five senses, and physical reality. The second kosha is the energy body. This is a distinction of an aspect of the subtle body, as it directly talks about the energy of the body, such as chakras, chi, and prana. With the third kosha being the mental and emotional body, being the other aspect of the subtle body, as this is the association with thoughts, imaginations, and mental processes. The fourth kosha is the wisdom body. This body is the operation of intuition and intellect, as this is where clarity rises, as there is detachment of the ego-driven impulses. This body is one aspect of the causal body in the four bodies of consciousness, using the fifth kosha as the other aspect of the causal body, as the fifth kosha is the bliss body, as this kosha represents the layers in which pure bliss, oneness, and connection with the divine is experienced. And then lastly, the Atman, or the true self, is outside of the layers of koshas, and it would be directly similar to the Great Causal Body from the four bodies of consciousness framework. These different layers of consciousness are great frameworks to understanding who we are, what we are experiencing, and how to heal. And combining these frameworks with David Hawkins' Scale of Consciousness, we can understand what level of healing and consciousness we are at. This is a popular framework for understanding and mapping out consciousness growth. As we can see, this scale is understood through the range of 0 to 1,000, or shame to enlightenment. It is important to note that healing is not linear, so you may be on different levels depending on different aspects of your life. On David Hawkins' scale, we can see that this has a great correlation with the chakra system as well. So we can use this tool to see which chakra we need to heal through based off of this system, as well as it is directly connected. And even furthermore, we link up the four bodies of consciousness and koshas to the system as well. For as one processes upwards in the scale of consciousness, one unlocks and becomes aware of these layers of consciousness. The gross body is associated with the lower two chakras, up to 150 on this chart. The subtle body is associated with the next three chakras and up to the 500 on the chart, up to the scale 500 on the chart. The causal body is associated with the third eye chakra and goes up to the 700 on the chart. And the great causal body is associated with the crown, and it's on the top of the chart. And we can show the kosha and its associations with this chart and chakras as well. And the last concept that we will be looking at and incorporating into the mix is brainwaves. Brainwaves are rhythmic patterns of electrical activity in the brains, measured by an EEG that's correspondent to different states of consciousness and activity. We can use this concept of measurement of modern science to see our different states or layers of consciousness, as these brainwaves directly correlate with the other concepts in this video. As you can see, the beta brainwaves is associated with the physical and gross body. Alpha is associated with the lower subtle body of self-awareness. Theta is associated with the imagination and dream state. Delta is associated with bliss, intuition, and transcendence. And gamma brainwaves is associated with oneness and source consciousness. There's also been many published studies with the association of brainwaves and meditations, as these studies will show the altered state of consciousness. But I will not be going into detail in this video about this. But I can share doing my own little research and testing with EEG. There's a lot of cool informations and connections to be had about the brain waves. So now, let us look at this chart that combines all the concepts together. As being able to see all the various ways of looking at our consciousness will help us better understand ourselves and our paths, and to extend our understanding of perspectives, for it is infinite. Do you ever feel lost, confused about who you are, why you're here, and what your true purpose is? Do you feel disconnected, lacking the purpose, direction, or energy to do what you truly want in life? I know that feeling well because I lived it, but through that confusion, I discovered something powerful. The deeper meaning you're searching for is already within you. The problem is, most people are never taught how to access it. That's why I'm dedicating my life to help others reconnect with their true self, to understand what life is really about, break free from limitations, and master their energy. My name is Ellis Hernandez, and my journey began with a powerful awakening after a long period of depression and disconnection. Since then, I spent years diving deep into spirituality, science, philosophy, and energetic mastery. Through practices like meditation, yoga, qigong, holistic health, and a lot more, I've learned how to activate my energy, live in effortless flow, and follow my true passion. Now, I help others do the same. I work with people who are ready to break through, align their soul's purpose, and step into the most vibrant, awakened version of themselves. If that's you, I offer personalized one-on-one coaching to guide and accelerate your transformation. I also offer online courses designed to unlock your potential. And I have a YouTube channel filled with powerful insights to guide your journey. You don't have to stay stuck, and you don't have to keep searching. The path is already unfolding. Are you ready to step into the life you are meant to live and master your own energy? Click below to begin the journey today. That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, leave comments, questions, or topics that you would want me to talk about. Peace.